Really appreciate the opportunity. I'm joined by Coach Rob Everett, longtime college, high school coach. Rob's been a defensive coordinator with Bridgewater College and is currently an analyst at the University of North Carolina. And so we wanted to take a little bit of space today to talk about teaching with technology, the Generation Z. And a little bit of this was originated about a couple months ago. Coach Polian, who was at Notre Dame at the time and is now at LSU, had brought up how teaching has changed over the years and the observations that he's made. And so about a month ago, I was fortunate enough to go down to the College Coaches Convention to have the opportunity to get introduced to the really cool technologies out there that are making learning easier. Pro Quick Draw, Catapult's obviously got their video system, and Go Army Edge, which is a platform that takes two-dimensional drawings, your playbook or your cards, and turns them into three-dimensional simulations. So it's really cool stuff. And so Rob's going to take a few minutes here. Rob, great to have you. And I'm going to turn it over to him because some of this stuff that he's got is really cool. And it really opened my eyes to how technology can increase the efficiency of our ability to coach. Rob, going to turn it over to you.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, thanks for having me on this one. I'm really excited about demonstrating some of the technology that's there. I hope you'll see that I'm pretty passionate about this because of what it's able to do for coaches and players. We're going to get started here, just kind of go an overview of why address the norms of coaching. The purpose of technology on this one is to use the technology to be able to increase your coaching efficiency in the distribution and the creation of some of your content, which then will lead to a higher level of player understanding. And the player understanding is the key piece on this. So you're going to be able to create more views and more ways to present the same concept, because today's learners are more visual than ever. And so what we like to call, there's the diverse learners out there, and those diverse learners need diverse instruction. So the days of just putting something up on a whiteboard and drawing over it and talking through it in a meeting and then sending them out to their walkthrough and then practice, while that still is a part of it, there's a way to supplement using some of the information that's out there. So you're not recreating some of that stuff, and you're going to be able to create the 4 dimensions of coaching, which we believe is the drawing, the traditional aspect of it, the film, the walkthrough / practice of it, and then the auditory coaching piece. But all of this can be created with the film and a 3D simulation of the perfect play. So the traditional drawing and meeting is not going to change. We're just going to supplement it with another piece. So you're going to have your drawing and your coach's points that are audibleized to the players. You're still going to have your practice. You're still going to have your film, but you're also able to add in the 3D component that will demonstrate not only the perfect play, but it will also demonstrate from the player's actual viewpoint. And this leans perfectly into how visual learners are in today's learning. And that's true no matter the age or the level that people are at. And so the downside of a player being visual is that you have to have the resources to be able to teach them. So if you wanted to go through a full walkthrough, you'd need 11 players. But now with the 3D technology, we're going to be able to make accessible and, most importantly, repeatable reps. So you're able to do that walkthrough, but you're going to be able to give it to the player as many times as they need, because they're going to do it in what makes sense to them and an environment that's comfortable to them. And then the technology gets merged all together, and you really can kind of flip the installations. This is a hot button in teaching today. So what that means is you're going to give all the information in advance before the meeting. So you're going to be able to show your cut-ups. You're going to be able to show the perfect play in 3D. You're going to be able to package that together with a pre-meeting quiz to find out what they know and, almost more importantly, what they don't know. And what that process allows you to do is really understand what that meeting should be about for that individual. You find out truly that they understand what's going on, and you don't need to wait to the meeting to find that out, or you're spending time on the things that they really need to make sure that they need to get the help on. Okay, what we have here is just a situational cut up we're going to make and utilizing some of the technology. So I'm on PFF and I've just going to take some drawings that are pre-made by them. So I've searched the divisional playoff game by third down, and we have Tampa Bay showing 13 third down snaps in this game. So what the technology that's there is Pro Football Focus is able to give you all the drawings that are there. There's another company called Pro Quick Draw, which is going to give us the ability to take these drawings and then merge them into an editable PowerPoint or Visio drawing. Okay, so what we have here is these same drawings that were there. You can see they have the depth of the routes, the accurate players that are on the field, and these drawings are perfectly to scale. And so while you are able to edit some of these for accuracy or some modifications based on what you can do, what we've now done is just streamline the time of scout card creation in the pass game. And now you're not going home any earlier, but your guys are now able to direct their resources into something a little bit deeper dive, and the cards are clean and created properly. So not only does this, are we able to take the PFF data and turn it into an editable scout card, but we're able to take this scout card and repurpose this drawing into different things. So I can take this and drop it into a 9-up box. I'm going to flip it over for my DBs, and I'm going to make this my DB reminder drill. And so what's going to happen is this program designed by Pro Quick Draw is going to take these drawings. I took the field off the background, and all of these drawings are connected. So I could edit something on this page, and it would go back and change the scout card page. So what's ended up happening is the copy and paste world is now replaced with a single drawing that's talking throughout your playbook or install or scout cards. Now we have one step in this process. So we're able to take the technology and we're able to create our scout card. We're able to create reminder sheets, but we can go one step further and take these exact scout cards with the information where they are on the field. And we're going to be able to turn these into 3-dimensional simulation. So this program is called Go Army Edge. And you're going to see that it gives coaches and players now the ability to do a complete walkthrough with everybody that's on the field. We could do route recognition. We could do formation checks. We can jump anywhere on the field, including into somebody's helmet. And so your players are able to get the reps that they need over and over again without the resources that a normal walkthrough requires. In addition, we can put notes right on the field. And there are some teams out there right now that are doing all their hit charts with the 3D simulation blown up onto a 60-foot wall, and they're able to have their position meetings, their unit meetings with their hit charts and go over the different adjustments. Because the science is out there that says the mind can't differentiate between the 3D representation and what is represented in real life. The brain does not interpret things like that. So what the brain interprets right here is a 3x1 Y trip set. So we're able to expose your brain and train your brain with multiple reps to be able to recognize this and reference what we're supposed to do as a defense. This is available to get any view on the field, any position on the field. And the same thing that's done right now with formation recognition for the defense, blitz pickup for the offense is another thing that's happening a lot with the 3D virtual reality. This is a representation for some blitz pickup. So the way that coaches have used this in the past, those blue lines are representing where the offense is. And so the players will just line up in their meeting room, and knowing the formation, the offensive line coaches will just call out plays, whether it's PBU from the blitz pickup, or also run plays and the IDs of your responsibilities based on the different looks. So one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, why is this better than real film? And the answer is because I can create the exact look that I want without having to search for the perfect clip, and has the right perspective where it's the offense's butt facing the camera. So we're able to create this. This is not replacing tape. This is not replacing film. What this is doing is exposing players to as many reps as they can in a repeatable environment, whether it's on their mobile device, through their video system, or projected up on a screen in a meeting room. So 3D simulation also allows you to show points of view that do not normally exist, be the end zone, the tight copy, or the press box view. You're able to show a different viewpoint of leverage and different things for your players. So we talked about first person, and imagine this quarterback scanning side to side and going over recognition, not just from the blitz pickup standpoint, but also being able to do coverage recognition. Okay, we mentioned the 4 dimensions of coaching. This is what we believe is the perfect playbook that's out there. So you can see you have the traditional drawing with route progression and coaching points. You have the different words that supplement that drawing, things that you would highlight into a meeting. But on this same slide, we're able to add in the different dimensions that will help reach the learner. So we have the live clip of showing what it looks like in real life. We have protection adjustments to show this is how this protection would sort out against this look. And then we're able to show the quarterback's viewpoint about what his read is on this certain concept. So you're able to demonstrate to them, this is what happens when the hook player flies out and where that ball is supposed to go. This allows you to connect with all the different types of learners that are out there and give them something that can support all those coaching points that are there, so you can really hammer home the different angles and leverage of each play. Now, we talked about how technology can make this fast. This is obviously the end result, but there's the company that Pro Quick Draw is a company that has taken PowerPoint and Visio and made it more efficient to use. So the creation of this can end up being pretty quick. So the first part about this, we'll talk about this in the scout cards, but we're going to be able to convert this into a presentation without having to copy and paste. So we can take each one of those individual drawings and we can now create an individual slideshow without having to copy and paste anything or move something around. So that individual drawing that includes videos can now be put into more of a presentation friendly mode. And this is without having to redraw, without having to copy and paste. Just a couple clicks of the buttons will repurpose those things. So you have all this content that was created through technology without redrawing, and now you're able to apply it to a different, several different templates to be able to get the most out of it from a coaching standpoint. So we saw the finished product of what that perfect playbook page looked like. Now we'll show you behind the scenes on how we put this stuff together. So Pro Quick Draw is an add-on to PowerPoint and Visio, and it takes customizable templates from 4 boxes to this specific 4 box with the coaching points that are there, and you're able to go through, and rather than copy and paste or resize and all those, just by clicking on things, you're going to be able to drop in images. You're going to be able to drop in film. You're going to be able to drop in the 3D simulation videos. All of those things will be able to put in without having to move them around. And all of these coaching points can be added in an editable PowerPoint. So this is not something that's outside of what it's in normal use. It just is an add-on that allows coaches to supercharge the use of what PowerPoint can do.